Yeah, I'm Emmanuel Colini. I'm the founder of Eccentrica Cars. The company is based in the Republic of San Marino in Italy, in the Motor Valley, beside the big Italian brand of sport car and supercar. We attended here at the Quail for the first time this year, and we present the Centrica V2 ready to drive for the first time.
Good morning to everybody. We are here at Pebble Beach, Concours d'Elegance. My name is Mauricio Rani, and now I am in charge, advisor of Eccentrica, mainly for products. I became from 27 years like Chief Technical Officer of Automobile Lamborghini, and also this car was part of my previous experience, the start of my activity in Lamborghini.
Ciao, I'm Emmanuel Colombo. I'm the co-founder and executive director of Eccentrica, and we are here today at the beautiful Quail.
My name is Luca Chetti. I am responsible for automotive engineering at Podium Advanced Technologies, and I followed and lead the technical development of the Diablo Eccentrica. Performance-wise, it's a complete different beast. So we have bigger tires, new tires, bigger brakes, electronic suspension, traction control. So the car has 50 more horsepower. The car is lighter because it's made, all the body is made out of carbon fiber. So there's really, I think it would be unfair to make a performance comparison between the original car and the Eccentrica.
Yeah, the project is a Restomod of Lamborghini first series. The Lamborghini Diablo produced in the 90s, 92, in that period. And Restomod means that we modify a great part of the car in terms of chassis, in terms of engine, in terms of drivability, suspension, and also, as you can see, the exterior and the interior design as well.
Let me say, I was involved in all the development of the car from Diablo on till the last car. I was just retired at the end of the year. Means I know very well what we talk about, what are the points where it's possible to work in order to update a car like this and to put this car more actual and in line with the expectation of the customer of 2025.
Yeah, this is the first car that we've built. Honestly, the second one. Last year we presented the style prototype, so it was just lines, interiors, but no engineering having been done yet. We presented the car in Milan and then Goodwood and then the Quail, and we made a promise to deliver one car, the real car, the drivable car, the fully functional car here in the Quail in Pebble Beach for the next year. I'm very proud to say that we achieved that result, and here you can see the first fully functional car delivered to the first customer in his own spec, which is midnight purple.
Yeah, I mean, there are areas of the car that are keeping the original flavor, like, keeping the block, keeping the displacement, keeping the position of the engine, the position of the gearbox. At the end of the day, the DNA of the Diablo is in the car. It's just that it's included in something that is now a modern car. But also some intrinsic characteristic of the car, like the sitting position, this is still more or less the same. So you will feel like you're driving a Diablo. It's just the reaction is completely different.
We put a lot of effort, first of all, on the exterior design, taking the different Diablo DNA of all the range Diablo. For example, the front part from Diablo GT, two scooped the Diablo Super Veloce, and so on. At the same time, we would like also to maintain the original shape of the car. In fact, the result, as we said, is a retrofuturistic design of the car. And for the technical point of view, we use a lot of lightweight material, a lot of carbon fiber for all the panels, and also for the interior, for a great part of the car. When I was a kid, I saw for the first time the Diablo first series on Italian auto magazine, and I fall in love immediately for Diablo, much more than other brands of that era. And when I start my collection of Lambos later on, I had the opportunity to bought this model, and I immediately had the perception of the potentiality of this model to make a Restomod, to create something in this direction.
I think what we can do is that due to the Restomod, it's possible to update a car that was engineering in the 90s with the technology that today are normal and available. At this time was known but not possible to introduce in the car. And there are several points of action that in the 90s was impossible, today are possible, and the activity made on Eccentrica V12 is exactly to take in account what was not possible and is perceivable from customer, and to actualize with a different technology that today are available, and let me say, give the possibility at Centrica V12 to be state-of-the-art car for 2025, also if the basis is coming from the 90s.
It drives, it screams. Basically, it's a car that really has such a great sound. You can open the exhaust, and when you open the exhaust, really the car reminds of the GTR version. It's so racing and so aggressive V12 noise and sound.
For this chassis, for the coupe, to produce only 19 cars. And yes, until now the request is very good. We are at the half of the sales of the numbers. And so we think that at the end of the week we will be fully booked. I think that is good result for the beginning.
I think a project like Eccentrica V12 is not only a project that touches some detail. I must say that all the car was involved in this activity. If we start from the design, all the interiors are completely new, means only the roof and the front bonnet remaining original from the Diablo. All the other components are redesigned in order to be lighter, because we use a carbon fiber panel for all the components of the car, but also a much more modern design. And there are some peculiarities if we talk about exterior, like if you see the rear engine bonnet, that is give a full evidence to the engine, because the engine is visible and touchable from exterior. Why? Because the engine is the heart of every Lamborghini, and in particular the Eccentrica V12 want to emphasize the powertrain, and for this reason engine was not only taken from the Diablo, but was improved in terms of horsepower of 55 horsepower more, but not only, was improve the erogation of torque and curve in order to have as smooth as possible. This was mainly due to new completely camshaft, electronic body throttle, new completely engine management system, and all these components allowed really to make a step forward of 20 years in terms of technology. After this, it's clearly that it's not enough to have only power. We also re-engineering completely the gearbox. We have in the original Diablo was a 5-speed gearbox available. Now we have a 6-speed gearbox with a short gear ratio. This allowed really to be much more elastic to the driving, much more precise. And we have introduced also a lighter flywheel. Lighter flywheel allowed to have a much higher acceleration in the car, much more progressivity, because we have less inertia to win, and also to improve the gear shift quality. This is fundamental. After, there is also chassis, because when you have all this available, you need also to transfer to the ground. And for this, front track is an increase of 130 millimeter, also rear track is increasing, and we have a completely new double wishbone suspension, front and rear, where was coupled active damper system that was not available in the 90s. In this way, you can have 3 different setups of the damping of the car, of the different configuration that you want to achieve, like comfort, normal, or sport. This is really something unique that was not available in the 90s. But this is not enough. We have also made a completely new electric steering pump. In this way, it's possible to adjust the best geometry as possible of the suspension and to reduce the load and the force that you need to handle the car and to have really fun to drive. If we move from interiors, interiors is representing the soul of the 90. It's something really not possible at this time because we have electronic instrument cluster, but in terms of graphics, we took what was super actual in the 90. If you remember in the 90, representation in the computer was with the pictograms, the graphics. And we have used electronics instrument cluster, but from graphic point of view, we have these pictograms that was really part of the experience of the 90. In this way, we have readapted completely the car, means we have a soul of the 90 actualized for a year 2025.
I was born in Monza, and I'm still living in Monza. Monza is a city where all the story of Formula One, all the story of motorsports have been passed by. And when I was a kid, I remember always going to the Autodromo di Monza, and so I grew up with the myth of Ferrari, of Lamborghini, of all the brands and the cars. So for me, it's an honor to be here and to represent Eccentrica and to stay together with Emmanuel, the co-founder and owner of the company here, and to present this project to the world.
The idea is to take a car from the 90s and make it work like a car from today, keeping the soul of the car from the 90s. So that was the technical target, where we started from, and then we have to find a proper solution to make it happen. And we then decide to work on many different subsystems of the car, like chassis, suspension, engine, gearbox, electronics. So everything is really modified and updated on the car to get to this target.
To the future, for sure, I would like to take in consideration to have an evolution on this base, on the Diablo base, for other chassis, other solutions, and then in the future also to have a second model in the range.
Is a car that I'm sure will be able also to make enthusiasm to the young generation, new generation that look back the history of this car, and today they can have available, updated like today.
Tested, it's fantastic, of course. I think we've done all the improvements, all our target that we wanted to reach have been reached. The car is progressive, the clutch is accessible, the gearbox is just amazing on 6-speed, is fast, is precise, the handling is improved a lot, the braking system is a completely new story. So yes, I can say that we are proud. We are still something to work in. You never be satisfied, you shouldn't never be satisfied, so we're still working in order to keep on improving, also because we expect to do other cars, other variants of the Diablo chassis, other models. So we are a company that is here to stay and here to grow.
It's not really a restoration project. For sure, we are keeping something from the original car, like the chassis itself, even if it's upgraded a lot. The engine block is the same, but then there is a lot of modification. There are a lot of modifications on the car because nowadays, you have to sell a car that is something you want to drive, you want to enjoy driving, and that was really the target, the aim of the project. So there's a lot new under the skin of the car.
We see forward, not backward, because Countach or Miura or other models of Diablo, from my point of view, is strictly connected to the collections and not on the Restomod, I think. Forward in the auto, the cars of the 2000, 2005, we have different Lambos interesting to take in consideration.
We want to give to our customer much more fun to drive. If you, like I mentioned before, based on the technology available today, we correct a lot of the point that was not possible to do in the 90. Means the car is much more drivable, is much more comfortable, is much more fun. And fun is the magic word for a car like this. Soul of the 90 with the fun of 2025.
The perfect buyer of this car is a person that, first of all, knows to drive, knows old 80s, 90s cars, because this is a car that is rooted in the 90s. That kind of pleasure, of analogical pleasure, analogical feeling. This is not contemporary modern hypercar. We are not in that market. We want to improve to respect the DNA of a 90s car, improve it with state-of-the-art contemporary solutions. If you are looking to drive an everyday car on the weekend that reminds you that nostalgic feeling of a 90s driving, but with the accessibility of contemporary solution, this is your car.
This is not a car made in a, say, in a workshop. It's a car properly born into an engineering office with a huge engineering team. There were more than 50 engineers working on the car. Everything has been calculated, design on CAD, design on computers. So really we developed it at the standard of a small series of a real OEM. So it's a car.
We are Italian, we are San Marino company. San Marino is a republic, a small republic inside Italy, inside the Motor Valley, means where exactly the soul of all the super sport car born and still to continues to be updated moment after moment.